3 people were killed in Kraaifontein, Cape Town, in a shooting that has once again thrust the community into mourning and fear. The deadly incident unfolded late on Saturday night, when residents of one of Kraaifontein's densely populated neighborhoods were startled by the sound of rapid gunfire. Witnesses say the shots echoed through the narrow streets, forcing families to rush indoors and take cover, while others watched in shock from behind windows and locked gates. Police confirmed that 3 men were fatally shot on the scene. Their bodies were discovered lying in close proximity to one another, an indication that the gunmen may have carried out a targeted attack. Emergency services attempted to reach the scene quickly, but all 3 victims were declared dead before they could be transported to hospital. At this stage, authorities have not released their names, as their families are still being informed.
Kraaifontein has again been thrust into the spotlight, and that is due to the murders that have occurred in this community on Tuesday. 3 double murders, and of those 4 women were shot and killed, 2 men as well. We understand a 7th person in that shooting is in hospital receiving medical treatment. And just last night, 3 people were torched in Wallet's-Den. We understand the vigilante-style killing, according to police, was due to the fact that the community suspected those individuals of having a hand in the escalating crime levels in this community. And this also falls at the backdrop of just hours before the National Police Commissioner General Fanima Simola was in this very community to address the issue of not only gangsterism, but the escalating crime that sees innocent lives being caught in the crossfire. But to talk to us more and possibly his frustration, I'm joined by Gavin Riddles, who is a community leader here. We have seen in the past 48 hours what has happened in Kraaifontein. How would you describe or characterize what is happening to somebody that doesn't live in Cape Town?
It's shocking. We are bleeding. As community leaders, as community, we are bleeding. We only came to terms with the 3 double murders. And then to be informed of an incident where 3 bodies was found. It's a triple murder. It's shocking. It's a total sign that the community is fed up. And this after the National Commissioner had a media briefing. I'm not happy with the media briefing. I was expecting an on-the-ground engagement with community to get a sense of the feeling about the Crown. Kraaifontein is under siege. The Western Cape is under siege. The Cape Flats is under siege. If a murder is not happening here, minutes after this murder, there's a murder in Elsies, there's a murder in East River, there's a murder in Umfoleni. It looks like the norm of the day, that murders become the trend of the day.
Community leader here in Kraaifontein talking to us, saying that this community is under siege, but also bleeding. View, or rather airing his dissatisfaction when it comes to the policing of this community, Kraaifontein being one of the priority stations when it comes to the number of crime that is committed in this community. Just yesterday, the National Commissioner of Police was in this very community to update the media on some of the strategies that they are going to implement and have implemented to reduce the crimes. However, less than 24 hours, we are back in this community bleeding, calling for more resources, and that for the community to be placed under lockdown, and possibly then the illegal firearms and ammunition that is harbored in this community, that is the reason for the many innocent lives that have been caught in the crossfire, possibly be taken out of this community in order for the crime to be reduced.
But the deaths have left households devastated and the wider community shaken. Residents who witnessed the attack described moments of sheer terror. One community member explained how children screamed and cried as the shots rang out, while others dropped to the ground to avoid stray bullets. For many, it was not the first time they had experienced such violence. Kraaifontein, located on the northern outskirts of Cape Town, has long been plagued by violent crime, ranging from gang-related turf wars to armed robberies, leaving residents caught between fear and hopelessness. Investigators believe that the killings may be linked to tensions between rival groups operating in the area, though the motive has not yet been confirmed. Detectives spent the night combing the crime scene, marking bullet casings, and interviewing those who were willing to speak. Forensic experts worked under the glare of floodlights, while uniformed police maintained a heavy presence to prevent retaliatory violence. Officers say they are following strong leads, but no arrests have been made at this point. The South African Police Service has issued an appeal to the public for assistance, urging anyone with knowledge of the attackers to come forward. Officials have stressed that solving the case requires cooperation from the community, though many residents admit that fear of reprisal often prevents them from speaking out. The cycle of silence has been one of the biggest challenges in addressing violence in Cape Town's townships, where gang influence and intimidation run deep. Local leaders have condemned the killings, calling for urgent intervention to address both the immediate threat of violence and the root causes that fuel it. Many argue that Kraaifontein and surrounding areas have been neglected when it comes to policing resources, social development, and youth opportunities. Without consistent enforcement and investment, they warn, tragedies like this will continue to unfold. For now, 3 families are left to mourn, while an entire community is once again gripped by fear. The echoes of gunfire may have faded into the night, but the trauma of the violence lingers. In Kraaifontein, a place where many residents are simply trying to build a better life, the tragic loss of 3 men serves as yet another painful reminder of the cost of unchecked crime. Please share your thoughts under the comment section and let us know what do you think of this story. And that's it from our side. If you want more content like this, please make sure you subscribe and like the video. Thank you for watching.